we are going to speak about the reality of developing a game. Let's go.
Listen here and listen closely.
So this one was quite an interesting occurrence of events. So Yuri, yourself, sent us a tweet in our little challenge player one group chat, and it was quite hilarious. So essentially, somebody quote tweeted. I lied. Somebody tweeted.
Copy and paste.
Yeah, copy and paste.
Literally.
On a comparison video between Horizon Zero Dawn on the PlayStation 4 and Horizon Forbidden West coming soon to the PlayStation 5. So this video essentially was just a whip animation. So a basic animation. And someone decided to tweet copy and paste. And someone eloquently,
Lord
Balvin, shout out you, literally tweeted, y'all remember last year when motherfuckers were upset that Kratos and Atreus jumped in a boat the same way? Gamers want AAA sequels yearly, but they also want every animation and asset to be completely new and fresh because that makes sense. So, this brother got roasted. Not Lord Balvin, the guy who tweeted copy and paste. He got roasted. One of my favorite tweets. I ain't gonna lie, he got cooked. One of my favorite tweets, someone said, oh no, they reused one animation sequence while building an entirely new region to explore, dozens of new creatures, new story, new combat systems, new swimming system. Oh no, they reused the grappling animation. Bleeping child. And I think, do you know what's funny? I think that original tweet kind of shows the expectations that some gamers have from games without really understanding the work that goes into,
of course,
developing a game.
Of course, you have to cast people.
Mm-hmm.
Then you have to get those cast people in.
Mm-hmm.
Then you have to put them in mocap suits.
Mm-hmm.
Then you have to capture them in mocap suits.
Yep.
Then you have to take that and actually animate so it's fluid.
Yep.
So it makes sense. Then you have to skin it. So you actually have to apply it to a character. Mm. You have to build that character beforehand or even afterwards.
With multiple models
for different environments, different cosmetic items, what have you, blah, blah, blah.
Mm-hmm.
This is a process that takes a year within itself. That.
Yeah.
So why you would want one yearly in a sequel? Put the pipe down, man.
Yeah.
that's I can't think of any other phrase to go with that one.
Yeah.
Apart from put the pipe down.
Put the pipe down, man.
Put the pipe down.
Put the pipe down, man. It's funny because when you actually realize it, Disney's actually very well known for reusing their character animations. It's just that they do it in different animated films.
Prolific.
They use the same animation.
Notorious.
One in Cinderella, the same animation will be in Pinocchio. Or in, I don't know, flipping Sleeping Beauty.
Mm-hmm.
And that's the interesting thing as well. I think as much as there is a lot of demand for us as gamers to be we want this game to come out soon, or we want this game to have these features and blah, 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 blah. Sometimes I sit and think, as content creators, right, bro, there's been people that's watched Challenge Play One and said, I ain't gonna lie, man, we need more episodes. I was like, it's only the two of us, man.
I don't have the capacity.
I don't have the capacity. It's nuts. So imagine a whole team of people that are working on this one game. And
of course,
that's not even just the one animation you got to think about.
There's various animations. And most games are I don't know, 40 hours plus.
Bro.
So
40 hours.
To make a 40-hour plus video game.
And you got to think about the map. You got to think about the scaling. Obviously, there's different teams for different things, but it's just when you put all of that together, it has to work seamlessly as well. So, blood, if I can copy and paste an animation, I'm damn well going to do that. Because it's absolutely insanity.
Because as what's it called? Sorry, Jess. Jess Krause, who is a Crystal Dynamics dev.
Nice.
She said, why the F would any developer ever make a sequel game if they had to remake every single animation, character model, rig, environment from scratch?
Can you imagine? Hey, listen, if my director told me, Archie,
listen, guys,
you, man.
He bust the door open boof,
boom,
and he's like, guys, our first game done very well.
Mm-hmm.
We're now gonna make a sequel. but with a caveat.
We're redoing it again.
Got to make every animation again. I'll be like, here's my resignation letter. Safe.
I'm
I'll
out
do
the
it.
door.
I'm out the door.
What?
Fam. Especially if I'm like a rigger or someone who's like in it. You know?
Yeah.
Like, cause fair enough. Like everyone's tasks are, heavy duty when it comes into making games and the gaming industry, all that kind of stuff.
Right.
But like actually animating and rigging characters,
Bro.
if that was me, I'd be like, safe. I'm out.
I've seen
out.
I've seen some animations, yeah, and how it works and what the process behind it is. And sometimes I look at it and think, yeah, it's not me still.
It's not me.
It's not me. Because them man can just do a storyboard. Them man can do like directors and producers. I'm not obviously trying to downplay the role, but there's an element of technicality within doing the rigging, within being the person who looks at the models and does X, Y, Z and boom, boom, boom,
of
boom,
course.
boom. And you're like, fam, like, I can't now come back into the office and look at you in your eye and say, yeah, my G, not gonna lie, don't use the same model.
It's like that was then.
Instead of doing
This
her
is
like
now.
this, maybe do it like that instead.
It's like that was then. That was a different game.
The old
we
day-
wrapped it up.
The thing about
This
the
is a new
old
game.
days is that
They
the
died
old
the old
days.
Listen, I'll be like, yeah, nah. Here's my resignation letter. 4 weeks, I'm out.
Yeah,
I'm gone.
yeah.
Safe.
It's not. So I think, especially even when you take into account crunching as well.
Mm.
So for people who don't know what crunching is essentially a very detrimental part towards gaming development, where towards the end of the game's development cycle, it's basically everyone working overtime. So there's been some serious cases where essentially, some people have to work long hours. Some people maybe sometimes in some serious cases have to work some like unpaid hours. Like it's basically just the whole team going ham, essentially, in getting the game out to be the best that it can be. In which case, a lot of gamers don't take that into consideration, and then on top of that, they have to produce something. So
100%, because even when by the time the game comes out and you're playing it, you've already either forgotten about or you don't even realize what development has gone into making that game.
Facts.
Like unless like you're a diehard hardcore fan,
Mm-hmm,
But yeah, people really I want to say misinterpret, development of games and how long it takes to make a game. And quite frankly, and the reality of it is that assets are gonna get reused, man.
Yeah.
Assets are gonna have to get reused. That's why the characters in games look the same.
That's
why they look the same.
Mm-hmm.
Like from game to game. That's why your characters look the way they do.
Yeah.
Crash Bandicoot has looked the same.
Same animation.
Spyro has looked the same.
Yeah.
They might finesse the graphics of the animations.
Yeah, but the
animation is all the same.
It's still the same. Yeah, 100%.
Man will do the spinning thing, break some boxes, is done in it. Like Spyro will just charge at the box, break the box,
And it's that.
Like,
yeah,
it's all the same.
One of very few games where you might get a difference is, well, actually no, I was gonna say Spider-Man, but not even then, because there's two separate games basically. So it's like unless the Spider-Man 2 comes out and you see some similar same character models.
Even
cool.
in the same game, like when you're playing, for example, Spider-Man and you're fighting guys, like the finishers, there's only like 5.
Yeah. There's only a certain amount.
There's only a certain amount of finishers before you see them again.
Yeah.
And when you do see them again, you're probably gonna get the same frustrations anyway.
And you know what's funny? Like I find it hilarious that people have. I find it hilarious how some individuals have that attitude towards game developers as to, why are you copy and pasting it? But it's like, bro, like really and truly, there's a lot of stuff in this life we copy and paste. Even as I edit this video, there's a copy and paste system here.
Of course.
Everything you do, from writing essays to starting to driving a car or whatever,
you're still gonna play the game.
You're still gonna play the
game. Still
game.
Gonna enjoy it. You're still gonna buy it for £60 or whatever, how much it costs. You're still gonna play it. Okay, stop complaining.
That's it. And just because it looks easy to play and feels easy to play doesn't mean it was easy to make.
That's it.
So.
And we're gonna end it there because that seems fitting.
Yeah, seems fitting.
Seems like a fitting conclusion.
That's it.
So yeah, I have been Yuri.
And I've been Archie.
Stay safe.
Stay gaming.
Stay copying.
Woo! Nice and fluid.